He's 6'5". He runs like the wind. And now, he's rocking the silver and black. Yes, Raider Nation, we're talking about Dante Thornton Jr., the rookie wide receiver turning heads at training camp. Drafted in the fourth round, you might have thought he'd start slow, but not this guy. Thornton has already been spotted working with the first-team offense, showing flashes of brilliance that have fans and coaches buzzing alike. Last season in college, this kid led the nation with a jaw-dropping 25.4 yards per catch. That's not just fast. That's Raider fast. If Al Davis were here today, you know exactly the kind of smile he'd have watching Thornton burn defenders down the sideline. Now, before we dive into the latest updates on this rising star and what it means for the Raiders offense, before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and smash the bell icon so you never miss a moment of Raiders news, breakdowns, and exclusive updates. Trust me, if you're a real fan, you'll want to stay locked in. All right, let's get back to it. Dandy's size, speed, and confidence have made one thing very clear. He's not here just to make the roster. He's here to make an impact. At Ota's and minicamp, his chemistry with the QBs was undeniable. Whether it was deep shots, quick slants, or contested grabs, Thornton looked like a player beyond his years. The Raiders have been hunting for a new offensive spark, someone who can stretch the field, make defenders panic, and flip momentum in a heartbeat. This kid might be it. So, Raider Nation, how fired up are you for number 10? Comment Thornton time down below if you believe he's about to be the next breakout star for Vegas. When a player walks into Raider Nation for the first time, it's more than just a job, it's a legacy. And when I sat down with rookie wideout Dante Thornton Jr., you could feel the pride in his voice, the fire in his tone, and the weight of that iconic silver and black on his shoulders. So, Dante, I asked, if Al Davis were standing right in front of you right now, what would you say? He didn't hesitate. I'd thank him for the opportunity. I know what kind of player he loved: fast, fearless, and dedicated. And that's who I am. I'm going to give everything I've got to this team, not just for a few years, but for as long as I'm here. That's the Raider mentality. And Dandy's already living it. Whether it's extra reps at practice or building chemistry with the coaching staff, the rookie is locked in. One of the people who's had a major impact on him, Coach Pete Carroll. From the first call, Dante said, "Coach Pete told me he saw things in my Oregon film most people missed: my blocking, my route precision." That meant everything. It showed he actually did the homework, and he believed in the complete player I can become. This is exactly the kind of attitude that wins games and wins over Raider Nation. Now, if you only saw his Tennessee tape, you might think Thornton's just a deep ball threat. Let's not forget, 25.4 yards per catch doesn't just happen by chance. He's versatile, physical, and smart. But even he admits the set gave him some wild memories. The wildest moment, he grinned, beating Alabama at home. The crowd went silent. Then, boom, the entire stadium stormed the field. It was surreal. Something I'll never forget. But that's the past. The focus now? Las Vegas. I asked Dante if any Raider teammates have caught his eye, and his answer was instant. Trey Tucker. That dude never missed a single rep all off-season. Every practice, every snap, he was out there grinding. He's not just fast, he's focused. If anyone's going to have a breakout year, it's Trey. This is what makes Raider Nation proud: players who show up, show out, and stay hungry. So when you look at this new generation of Raiders, Dante, Trey, and the rest, you're not just seeing talent. You're seeing a foundation being built brick by brick. And trust me, something big is coming. If there's one thing Raider Nation is known for, it's passion. And if you're part of this family, you already know we ride for our own. When I asked Dante Thornton Jr. to give us his best Riders chant, he laughed. Not because he didn't want to, but because he was whispering from the stands of a summer league baseball game. "Man, I'm out here for my boy DQ. Just got drafted by the Pelicans. Playing the Grizzlies right now," he said with a grin. "Can't be screaming Raiders, too loud with fans all around." Even off the field, he's repping the silver and black with class. We joked about his 6'5" frame and whether he could still throw down a windmill dunk. Oh, I can dunk, no doubt. Can't dribble, can't shoot, but I'll play defense all day, he laughed. The vibe with Dante is real, and so is the work ethic. Raider Nation sees him as a speedster, but he's more than just a deep threat. I asked him straight up, what routes do you run that people don't give you credit for? Man, dig routes, slants, corners, comebacks, I run the full tree. I don't just stretch the field, I break it down. This is what makes Dante such a valuable piece in this new look offense. And when it comes to chemistry, few things matter more than the bond between a QB and his WR. Enter Geno Smith. He's been like a big brother since day one. We talk before every practice. We throw before every snap. He believes in me, and that makes me want to go even harder. That's not just a rookie with dreams. That's a young man who's found his fire. But when I asked Dante what kind of numbers he's chasing this season, his answer said everything you need to know about his mindset. No stat goals. Just one goal, win. If we all have that mindset, nobody can stop us. That's the kind of energy Raider Nation lives for. And just when you thought he couldn't get more locked in, I hit him with a classic. Which NFL player do you model your game after? Stay tuned, because his answer might just surprise you. When you wear the silver and black, comparisons are inevitable. But when I asked Dante Thornton Jr. if there's a past Raider he sees himself in, his answer made Raider Nation sit up. Honestly, Randy Moss, and I've heard Tim Brown too. That's what the trainers say when they see how I tape up my fingers every morning. Speed like Moss. Work ethic like Tim Brown. If that's the mold, Raider Nation might be witnessing something special in the making. But Thornton isn't getting caught up in comparisons. He's focused on carving out his own name, and that starts with earning respect on the field. When asked who's been his toughest matchup in training camp so far, he didn't flinch. Eric Stokes. No question. He's experienced, fast, and he can play both off or press coverage. It's a challenge every rep. That's the kind of competition that builds champions, and Las Vegas is quietly building a defense with long, physical corners who can push receivers to their limits. Dante also gave props to guys like Cameron Richardson and hopes Jacorian Bennett bounces back healthy this season. These are names that fans should keep an eye on, a secondary full of silent killers. Then we switched gears. Every receiver dreams about that first NFL touchdown. So I asked Dante, got a celebration planned? He smiled. I've got a few ideas, but I'm keeping them a secret for now. It's clear he's thinking about it, and Raider Nation should be too. Because when number 10 hits pay dirt for the first time, it's going to be loud, electric, and unforgettable. The question now is, what would you want to see from his celebration? Let's just say, the nation might already have a few wild ideas. In the NFL, celebrations can go viral in seconds, but when it comes to Dante Thornton Jr., he's keeping his first touchdown move under wraps. Raider Nation has already thrown in some creative suggestions, but Thornton smiled and made one thing clear. That one's going to take some thinking. Might need to run it by the team first. That's a smart rookie move, staying sharp, staying humble, and letting the play do the talking. Meanwhile, the love from Raider Nation is real. One fan wrote, he's Randy Moss 2.0, can't wait to see him light it up against the division. Another shared his story and asked for a quick word, and without hesitation, Dante delivered. Shout out to Richard Gonzalez. Wishing you strength and healing, my guy. That's what Raider Nation is all about. Family on and off the field. Then we got back to football. When asked about the top defensive backs he's itching to line up against this season, Thornton didn't hesitate. Christian Gonzalez, Derek Stingley Jr., Pat Surtain. And honestly, anybody from the Chiefs or Chargers. That's the kind of fire you want in a rookie, fearless, focused, and ready for rivalry games. He also gave some insight into life in the pros, and how it's a whole different world than college. In college, what you see pre-snap is usually what you get. But in the NFL, it's smoke and mirrors. Safeties rotate late, coverage is disguised, and you've got to be sharp every single play. And the speed, man, everyone's fast. Everyone's elite. There are no off days in this league. That adjustment is real. But Dandy's approach is even more real. Learn fast, study harder, and match the moment. As for the young players around him, one name came up, Ashton Genty. When asked about the running back's development, Dante cracked a grin. He's explosive, smart, and tough. I've seen what he's capable of, and I think Raider Nation's going to love watching him. And here's something to think about. Dante knows his job isn't just to catch passes. It's to pull defenders out of the box. So if Ashton's averaging 5 yards a carry when Dandy's on the field, that's no accident. That's strategy. When defenses line up against the Las Vegas Raiders this season, they won't just be facing one threat. They'll be facing a problem with no easy solution. I asked Dante Thornton Jr. if he sees himself as a decoy when the run game is rolling. His answer? It's not just me. You've got Jacoby Brock, Trey Ashton, and then you add me in. Defenses are going to have to make choices. You try to stop the pass, Ashton will run right through you. Stack the box. We're going to torch you in the air. That's not confidence. That's strategy backed by talent. And for Raider fans who've been starving for an explosive offense, this might finally be the year it clicks. Mismatches, misdirection, and the kind of speed that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Speaking of speed, here's a stat that'll open some eyes. Only 3 wide receivers in NFL combined history have been 6'4" or taller and run a 4.35 40-yard dash. Thornton is one of them. It's me, DK Metcalf, and Calvin Johnson, he said with a smile. Let that sink in. Thornton is in the same athletic conversation as Megatron, his favorite player growing up. It's an honor. I've looked up to Calvin my whole life. To even be mentioned in the same breath, that means I've got a standard to live up to, and I take that seriously. Now you might expect a guy with that kind of profile to be chasing stats. But Thornton? He's locked in on something else entirely. I don't set number goals anymore. Not yards, not touchdowns. I used to. But I realized if you fall short, it messes with your mindset. Instead, he has 3 core goals. 1. Win. 2. Be the best teammate possible. 3. Maximize every opportunity, whether it's on the field or in the meeting room. This is the kind of mindset that builds leaders, not just players. And with so many weapons around him, Thornton knows the key to success isn't chasing personal stats. It's moving as one unit. Because if the Raiders stay focused on winning as a team, they'll make every opponent in the league pay the price. When you walk into the Raiders locker room as a rookie, building trust matters just as much as running routes. For Dante Thornton Jr., it didn't take long to find his circle. Trey Tucker and Zachary Franklin, those are my guys. It's more than football. It's chemistry off the field, which makes a difference on it. Thornton and Zachary hit it off from day one, sticking together through camp, meetings, and the grind of the preseason. As for Trey Tucker, Raider Nation already knows the kind of explosive speed he brings, so of course someone had to ask, have you two raced yet? Not yet, Dante smirked. But I'll always bet on myself. That's the energy you want from a wide receiver. Confident, not cocky. Focused, not distracted. And definitely not afraid of a little friendly competition. But the NFL isn't all go routes and highlight reels. It's about mastering every aspect of the route tree, especially those short and intermediate patterns that move chains and keep drives alive. I'm adjusting well, Dante said confidently. At Oregon, I ran a lot of those routes early on. It's not foreign to me. I've been playing receiver all my life. The truth is, Thornton is more than just a deep threat. He's quietly evolving into a complete receiver, one who can contribute from anywhere on the field, slot, outside, motion, you name it. And that's exactly what the Raiders need. Not just flash, not just one-trick speed. They need versatility, consistency, and young leaders who can grow together into something special. Dante Thornton Jr. is already showing signs that he can be that kind of player. For Dante Thornton Jr., the countdown is almost over. His first NFL training camp as a Raider is just days away, and the excitement is building fast. I've had some downtime lately, but now it's time to get back to work. Football is my job now, and that's all I want to focus on. There's no more juggling school, no more distractions, just football. And for someone like Dante, driven, locked in, and hungry for opportunity, that's all he needs. This isn't college anymore. This is the pros. And the Raiders' rookie wideout is itching to step into the next chapter. Earlier, when asked about Chip Kelly's offensive style, the same system that gave him fits in college, he cracked a grin. Yeah, he whooped us. I remember. But now that I'm seeing it from the inside, I get it. I see why it works. It's clear that Dante respects smart football minds. And it's even clearer that he's ready to absorb as much as possible. So, what's been the best part of the offseason so far? Honestly, getting to see my family again. After the draft, everything moved fast. For a while, I didn't get to see them. But recently, they've come out to visit. It meant a lot. It's easy to forget how fast these young athletes' lives change. One moment, they're in college. The next, they're flying across the country, meeting new teammates, learning new systems, adjusting to the speed of the NFL. But through all of it, Dante Thornton Jr. has stayed grounded. And now, with camp right around the corner and a Raiders jersey on his back, he's ready to prove exactly why he belongs. Before training camp kicks off, Dante Thornton Jr. is taking a moment to reset, with his mom and siblings by his side. It feels good to have them around before things get serious, he said, smiling. Once camp starts, it's go time. When asked which game he's most excited for, there was no hesitation. Houston Texans. Why? That was my favorite team growing up, he shared. DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson were the players I looked up to. Now, as a Raider, Thornton is focused on creating his own legacy, but still pays respect to the stars that inspired his early football dreams. And as the season approaches, who's a name fans shouldn't sleep on? The Cameron Richardson, Thornton said confidently. He's a guy I'd put on your radar. A cornerback with SEC experience, Richardson hasn't made headlines yet, but according to Thornton, that might change fast. Before signing off, Dante was asked if fans could expect a signature touchdown celebration, maybe even that viral milk the udders move fans joked about earlier. It won't be the first one, he laughed, but if I hit 10 touchdowns this year, maybe. As the conversation closed, Thornton took a moment to reflect on something deeper, his foundation, which he launched to uplift youth in his hometown of Baltimore. I came from a place where a lot of kids grow up without strong role models, he said. I just want to be a positive influence and show them there's a way out. That's the kind of player the Raiders need. Not just a deep threat, not just a weapon in the offense, but a grounded, team-first, community-driven human being. Dante Thornton Jr. is ready, not just to play, but to represent the silver and black on and off the field.